think music videos are dead. I just think that most artists have like forgotten what they're supposed to be doing. Because a music video is not just like a photo shoot with movement. It's not just like, you know, a wind machine while you're like serving face to the screen. It's how you invite people into the world of your song. It's about the feeling. It's about, you know, letting them know who you are right now as an artist. And in my opinion, I feel like way too many artists are leaving that whole concept on the table. Because a really good visual, like a good ass visual, can make a song feel like twice as expensive. And in some cases, a great music video can take a song that, you know, on release is kind of like, it's cute, but I've heard better, and turn it into like a whole different experience for the listener. And that's what I want to talk about today. Hello, if you are new here, my name is Cedric, and I talk about pop music and pop culture. And today we are going to be talking about music videos and why I think that the craft of music videos is no longer what it used to be. Now, I want to be specific, right? I'm not saying that every single song needs like, you know, a cinematic visual experience every single time, especially because like one could argue that a song can, you know, be successful, be impactful for the listener without even needing a music video. But unless you're like a big artist, like someone with a big name, you already have plenty of success, like an era usually cannot survive without some type of visual to lead the listener into the world you're trying to create. There are so many parts of this, right? You have the song, you have the cover art, the visuals, the styling. All of these aspects are supposed to work together to build the world that you're trying to create. And when the visual part of your song feels weak, it just feels like there's something missing. Like everything in the era feels flatter. And the result is that you end up with a song that probably sounds decent, but it doesn't really feel like it's saying anything. And in this day and age, like I just feel like fine isn't enough anymore. There was a time when dropping a music video was an event. Recently, I mentioned like the telephone video and my experience with that in my Lady Gaga ranking video, but like I'm talking about artists like Michael Jackson, Missy Elliott, Madonna. Like when these artists release a video, everything stopped. Everybody had to stop what they were doing and experience it together. Like it wasn't just like, oh, have you heard the song? No, it was, have you seen the video? Like that was a whole separate conversation altogether. And if we're being honest, like MTV really made these moments so much more impactful. And then like YouTube and Vivo came along and really helped carry this whole concept into the early 2010s. I don't know, I just feel like music videos used to have a very, very clear job to do, and somewhere along the way, that job just got like reassigned. First of all, the era of streaming made any song instantly available everywhere. There really wasn't a need for a video at that point. And then TikTok came along and kind of took over the discovery role for a while. A song can go viral from a 15-second clip in someone's kitchen. So then labels started asking, what's the cheapest way to get the most attention? And the answer was 30-second short clips and hope that one breaks through. You could do a cute little visualizer or maybe like a lyric video, or even like, have you noticed that there have been so many more teasers of teasers lately? I think I've noticed it more with like movies. Like all of a sudden we're releasing trailers of trailers, but I've definitely seen it happen in the music industry where we're releasing teasers of teasers before the song or video is released. So music videos didn't just like disappear. They just became optional. They stopped being mandatory. Like they got demoted. And once something becomes optional, then it's just kind of an inevitability that people just kind of stop doing it as well as they once did. But demoted does not mean dead. Like I think we can all agree that when a video is done right, it changes the game. Sometimes a song is just fine, right? Like it's not amazing. It's not like mind blowing. You listen to it once and you move on. And that's totally fine. I feel like that's happened a lot to me recently, but that's a whole separate video topic. But it's a whole separate experience when a song is just fine and then the video drops. All of a sudden the song has attitude, like a point of view. We feel like we have more context. And then you go back to the audio and it just hits completely differently, because it's like now you know what it's supposed to feel like, if that makes any sense at all. Like the video closes the sale. I had this experience recently with the Lady Gaga song. It was the song that her and Doechii did for the Devil Wears Prada 2 soundtrack. And like the song is Runway. And I remember hearing the audio and being like, this is cute. It's, you know, gay, upbeat, poppy, fine. That's kind of my vibe. Sure, whatever. But for whatever reason, the song just didn't really move me. I just didn't feel like it was giving me what I needed. When I tell you, I forgot, where was I? I was somewhere. I think it was in my bedroom, just like I'm watching YouTube, and then just saw the thumbnail and I was like, wait, a video for a soundtrack song? let me see what this is. Let me see what this is giving. And when I tell you, I watched that video probably 5 or 6 times in a row, back to back. And that's not including going back and rewinding for like my favorite parts or whatever. Like the video completely changed the way that I perceive the song. And now it's added to my gym playlist. The video, high fashion, choreography, Lady Gaga and Doechii living in their complete essence. And I loved it. I loved it. What can I say? Like, just sometimes the audio alone is just not enough to sell the fantasy. And that's not an insult. It's just like sometimes the audio needs a visual to land correctly, at least for me. I think Gnarly by Cat's Eye is such a good example of this. When that song dropped, people were like, why are we just releasing hot ass? Like, what are we doing here? But the performances and the visuals just carried so much weight in making that song work. Like, without the visual, Gnarly is just a weird, jarring audio file. But with the visual, it all of a sudden becomes a statement. A song can be nice, but a video makes the whole thing unforgettable. I just think nowadays, and obviously there are exceptions, but I really do feel like nowadays, artists just treat music videos like just kind of part of the process. Like, it's just like a photo shoot with movement, like I said. Like, it's just kind of like, well, we have to. Like, there's just not a lot of love put into it. It's more about like, you know, how hot can I look? How good can I look? How many outfits? How much face can I give to this camera to sell the idea of whatever I'm trying to sell? A music video doesn't need like, you know, a giant massive plot, you know, with a climax and a resolution and whatever. Like, it just needs to have a point. Like, what is the song about? What do you want me to feel when I look at this? Billie Eilish's song, Birds of a Feather, the video for that song is probably the perfect example that I can think of for what I'm talking about. The song, stunning. One of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my life. The music video, it's there. You know, I think the concept is sort of cute, I guess, but overall it's just kind of like, that's what y'all came up with? I think it's fine. I just don't think the video was the strongest possible match for what the song was asking for. And I have so many examples of videos that just didn't live up to how fun the songs themselves were. Like, I'm thinking songs like Swish Swish by Katy Perry, Bad Habits, Ed Sheeran, Love Again. I love Ariana, but Dangerous Woman a little bit. Wrecking Ball, Miley Cyrus. Like, they're not terrible. They're just kind of missed opportunities. Like, the song is giving one thing and the video is giving another. And don't get me wrong, like, a music video does not need some huge, massive budget to be impactful. It just needs a reason to exist. And I do believe that even like choreography only videos do matter. I'm thinking of songs like Beyonce's Single Ladies. All she was doing was dancing in that video. There was nothing really insane going on visually, but it literally like sparked not only the whole Kanye Taylor Swift moment, but when I tell you, like, that sparked such a dance craze. It was such a moment in pop culture. Another video that I can think of is Troye Sivan's Rush. I love that damn video. It is so fun. It's sexy, it's like unhinged. It's like the problem is not like you are just dancing or just choreography, right? The problem is if that choreography doesn't feel like it has a point of view. I talk a lot about K-pop on my channel, and I think that one thing that the K-pop industry understands very well is that the video is not decoration. It is an integral part of the product. Like, it's part of the identity. It's part of how you meet and connect with the group. And they are not shy about spending millions to make sure that comes across. Nobody is going to spend millions of dollars on things that they think don't really matter. You know, K-pop is one of the best examples of proof that music videos still matter very much. And even though the K-pop industry is willing to spend millions and millions of dollars on these music videos, like, you don't have to have K-pop money to have a fun, impactful video. I saw a video recently by an artist. Her name is Naomi Scott. If you don't know who she is, she's like, I know her as an actor. I saw her in the movie Smile, which I loved. I thought she was phenomenal in that movie. But Naomi Scott just released an album, and it wasn't on my radar. It literally just came up on my Spotify. And when I tell you, there's a video for her song called Cherry. She directed it with a football team in West London. It helps that the song is like phenomenal. If you have not heard it, please go listen to it. But that video, it's not trying to look expensive. It's personal. It's intentional. It really feels like it came from a authentic, like a real idea. It didn't feel like a label was like, well, we need content, so, you know, we'll throw you some dollars, just go make something. Expensive is not the same thing as iconic. Like, you have to have a point of view. Now, I don't want to be too hard on artists who either don't have the budget to make a music video in the way that they, you know, want to, or just, you know, artists who just don't do traditional videos altogether anymore. Because I do believe that the bigger that you are, the less important music videos become, unfortunately. Once you're 20, 30 years into your career, like your presence, your identity is already established. For example, like at Beyonce's level, not releasing music videos for your last 2 albums, which is criminal by the way, but it also creates a mystery. It kind of works in her favor in a way. Like the mystery becomes the brand. But Beyonce choosing to skip music videos, even though it pisses her fans off, not that I would know, does not mean that music videos have all of a sudden stopped mattering. It just means that Beyonce specifically no longer needs the same help that everyone else does. I've been thinking about this topic so much lately because I'm releasing an EP in August, and for that EP, I want at least like 1 lead single, 1 music video, possibly 2, but I also have a live performance on a cruise ship like a week or 2 after the EP is released. And every time I sit down to think about what I want my visuals to look like, I keep coming back to the same question. What does this feel like? You know, what world am I trying to build here? I'm not necessarily thinking about how expensive it looks, even though I do want it to look, you know, I don't want it to look cheap and crunchy. Like, I don't want a Captain Crunch music video, but I still want it to, you know, I don't want that to be the main focus. I just want my main focus to be, what do I want someone to feel when they are watching this video? Because I feel like that is the real question that a music video is supposed to answer. Music videos aren't dead. They're just no longer automatic. But when they're done well, they still matter. They can rescue a struggling era. They can rescue a mid-song. They can just make your whole project, your whole artist identity feel so much more iconic, so much more alive. In a world where everyone seems to be dropping more and more content every single day, the artists that really stand out are the ones who really put the thought and effort into their artistry. A song can live without visuals, but if you want me to fully step into your world, the visuals still matter. Very much so. Now, I want to know from you, like, is there a music video that you've seen recently that completely changed the perspective that you had over the song? Because I know that for me, it happens more than I wish it did, but yeah. Let me know. And if you want more of this, like you like content about the music industry, you know, pop culture and stuff, I just made a video talking about why concerts have gotten so damn expensive and why they're constantly getting canceled. Because I'm not spending $1,000 to go see you jump around on stage. I'm sorry. I love you, but it's not happening. So if you're interested in that, check it out here. Besides that, I love you guys so much. Subscribe if you want to follow along with my EP journey that comes out, like I said, in August. I'm really, really excited about it. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one.